Hello again, welcome to today's attempt of a Strands game. The idea here is to make words by going from one letter to an adjacent letter, including diagonally, and today we're making words that fit the theme, find for missing links. That's always a bit of an abstract clue. Once we get some words, we'll have a better idea what it's referring to. So let's find some words. I'm focusing on the Z to start with, because it's the least common letter. But it's surrounded by quite a lot of letters, so if Brazil isn't correct, there's lots of things that might be correct, so we might have to go somewhere else in the grid. Top right is interesting. We've got lots of consonants together. And clearly none of the options that I've thought of so far are correct. Interesting. Not very helpful. What are we going to start with? Overt. I don't know what find for missing links has got to do with anything. The only thing I can think of with links is golf. Ambrosia. That's not. How can that? That's such a long word to be in the grid and not be correct. That's incredibly unlucky. Can't be ambrosia with a different A, because then we'd have, like, if we used this A, one of these two would be left isolated, so that can't be correct. That's so surprising. What are we going to be able to do instead then? Maybe I need to focus back on this Z again. Mall. Ball. No. Interesting. Got absolutely no idea what is going on in this puzzle so far. I'm sure it will come very quickly once we start getting a few words, because there are some pretty uncommon letters, as I've said. So there's lots of vowels together over here and down here as well. So I do reckon as soon as I know what the grid is getting at, I might solve it quite quickly, but it's clearly proving quite difficult to get started. What on earth are we going to do with all the vowels over here? What's the K going to be? I've got no idea. Find the missing links. I mean, it's not like the links between humans and monkeys. What other missing links could it be referring to? What about up here? If it starts STR, I cannot see how that word could end. So that means, is it going to end RTS or RST or something like that? I don't know. Tricky. If you get enough words wrong, eventually you can click a hint, as you can see at the bottom. But I don't really want to do that. Also, I've only just noticed there's only 6 theme words. That means they must be pretty long words. Or at least one of them is going to be pretty long. Guides. I do not know what to do here. Chorizo? Oh, interesting. Sausages. Oh, definitely not my area of expertise. Right, let's see if I'm right about it going quickly once I found some words. Kielbasa and salami. What else are we going to have at the top? We've only got 2 more words to find. I was very unlucky because I said Wurst ages ago, but it's not bratwurst, which I have heard of. It's some other kind of wurst, which I haven't heard of. So I've got no idea what that word is going to be. Olive wurst? No, because then we would have this R on its own. It's got to be something wurst, hasn't it? Liverwurst. Liverwurst, however you pronounce it. Oh, that's frustrating. I've never heard that word, but obviously having heard of bratwurst, it kind of made sense, I suppose, that there's a liverwurst. I do not know what this last word is, though. It's an anagram of these 9 letters, but that doesn't help. Um, Dunalo, no. Doelunai. I mean, we could be here all night. I've got no idea. The annoying thing is, if I go for a hint now, it will just tell me which letters are part of a single word. I already know that these 9 letters all go into a single word. Huh. What would be a sensible... What sounds like it might be a meat? I've got no idea. Dear. Let's think about this logically. If there is even such a way to do that. I don't know. I'm going to have to take the hint. As I said, that just tells you that those 5 words are in. But I think... Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I think if I find some other words, then... There we go. We can get another hint. This time it does tell me. Oh, andouille. Maybe I've vaguely heard of that. But sausages, clearly not my area of expertise. That is the first time for a long time, possibly ever, that I've had to use some hints. That's a shame. I'm actually a little bit disappointed that the one time I need hints is when I'm actually decided to do a video for the channel. But, you know, it lets you know that I'm not flawless. And when you see my amazing performances on other puzzles, you know that they're legit. Because I do post for terrible attempts as well as the good ones. Oh, dear. Let me know if you did better than me. I'm sure you did. Because it was very difficult to do worse. That is a super difficult Strands game. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me if you got this far. And bye for now.